So, thank you so much for meeting with me today, Terry.
Mhm.
Um, you and the staff at the Blair-Caldwell Library have been so integral to my research for Jason Moran's upcoming exhibition, Bathing the Room with Blues. And I've gained so much knowledge just from listening to you. How was jazz introduced to you? Because I mean, the Blair Caldwell Library is in such a central part of
Mhm.
what used to be known as the Welton Business District.
Mhm.
So, right down the street we
Mhm.
have the Rosonian Hotel
Mhm.
and the Casino Cabaret that
Mhm.
were both black owned
Mhm.
for many, many years.
Mhm.
Did it feel like something was happening
Oh yeah,
here?
definitely. It was a kind of neighborhood to me as a youngster. We would come out of the swimming, and Macklin Bakery was where KUVO used to be,
Mm.
and you could smell all the wonderful bread after you came out of the swimming pool. So we liked that. We go up the street to Hacienda, what is not the Hacienda anymore, but there was a laundry up there. You could smell the Clorox from all of the bleach from them cleaning up. Then you get here to the Welton piece and you'd smell all the aromas of the restaurants. And somebody's cooking chicken, somebody's cooking fish, somebody is doing hot dogs and other things. But the food was always a part of this community, in addition to all the business things that happened. So it had a very a warm, live feeling, lively, I should say,
Hmm.
feeling. Many kids would say, well, my daddy was going down on the points. They called it 5 points, the points. And if he would, if somebody would come down, the kids could come, and there'd be places for them to play all around in the area, and mom and dad could be here doing business or whatever they had to do for their families. So it was a pretty self-contained area with all those wonderful aromas. I can remember the aromas more than anything else. Smell good, food
Hmm.
and clothes, and just lots of activity. We are the first uh, actual suburb of the city and county of Denver. And so people didn't realize
Five
that
points.
Five
5 points.
Points is once called the Harlem of the West
Hmm.
to go along with your jazz searchings.
Hmm.
And we, most of the people that have migrated to this part of the country
Hmm.
have come from, generally, they've come for the gold, they've come for the West, the horses, they came for the easy employment, just like anybody else that migrates and looks for a better lifestyle. They
Hmm.
come this way for that same reason. But they came as African Americans to get away from the brutality of slavery in the South. So we did with what we had, and this part of the Cultural Historic District of Five Points
Hmm.
has everything in the early 30s and 40s and coming forth that any other city would have. Unfortunately, African Americans were, they had to live in this part of the city because they couldn't move around all over the city like the rest of the races could.
Hmm.
But in the meantime, we built a history and heritage of the jazz community and the music. So much of the entertainment that you have heard of in the famous people like the Ella Fitzgeralds and all of the jazz people that came this way, they would entertain in downtown Denver at the Albany and the Cosmopolitan, both of which hotels have been scraped,
Hmm.
but a lot of them entertained at the Brown Palace. But all of those places they entertained around the city and county of Denver, they were not allowed to stay and be housed in those places. So they came back here, which is home for them, because there was the Rossonian, and it was a hotel, and they could stay there, or they could stay with people that knew them as entertainers, who too were entertainers, like the George Morrison family. They were very famous here. They owned the first the Casino Hotel right across the street from the Rossonian. And this library represented and has kept and documented the history of all the people that have been here, and particularly the African American culture. So we've been here, this is our 20th year actually.
Congratulations.
And we have collected over 300 collections. We are archiving, cataloging them, and digitizing them so that the whole world can look at what's in our collection of materials. And if they want to come and visit, they're here to be looked at, or you can check them out and look at them online.
What are your hopes for 4 or 5 points?
Just to keep popping. I would love to see it continue to have the history and build on the history. In that the schools don't really talk about the history of the community and whatnot. Here's a place for them to come and live the history.
Thank you so much, Terry, for
You're
your time today and for sharing your story. And I'm just so excited to continue building our relationship. So thank you so much.
Always welcome.
Thank you.